Leave the world behind. Professor Clay wakes up to a surprise from his wife Amanda. She has rented a house in the countryside for a weekend getaway to escape their busy lives. The Sanfords pack their car and arrive at the beautiful villa a few hours later, eager to start their relaxing vacation. After settling in and leaving the kids with Clay, Amanda goes shopping for groceries. While shopping, she notices an old farmer loading up his car with water and canned goods. She thinks it's odd, but doesn't think much of it. Back at the villa, Amanda suggests they take the kids to the beach. The family sets up their chairs and enjoys the sound of the waves crashing against the shore. Suddenly, Rose and Archie spot a ship in the distance. They tell their parents, but no one pays much attention. A few minutes later, Rose excitedly points out that the ship is getting closer and closer. The other beachgoers notice it too and gather at the water's edge. As it becomes clear that the tanker isn't slowing down, the beachgoers scatter in panic. The ship crashes into the sand, but there is no crew or movement on board. News reports explain that there have been several similar incidents along the coast due to a glitch. The Sanfords return to the villa, hoping to continue their vacation. Amanda tries to find more information about the incident, but the internet and phone lines are down. She is a bit worried, but seeing her kids having fun takes her mind off it. She also notices a pair of deer by the fence. She points them out to Clay, who reassures her that it is a good sign. Putting the kids to bed, the couple decides to play a board game. They chat about Clay's work, but their cozy evening is interrupted by a knock at the door. A strange couple, GH and his daughter Ruth, introduce themselves as the owners of the house. They explain that they had to leave their hotel room due to a power outage and need a place to stay. Amanda lets them in, but is annoyed that they have violated the rental agreement. She threatens to leave a bad review online, but GH assures her it isn't necessary. He and Ruth will sleep in the basement, and he offers to refund half the rental fee as compensation. To prove his sincerity, he opens a locked cabinet and takes out an envelope full of money. However, he doesn't mention the gun that is also inside. Clay is willing to help, but Amanda pulls him aside. She is concerned about sharing their space with strangers, especially since they have no proof that the house is theirs. Clay suggests talking to GH and Ruth again. He asks his wife to be patient, hoping that everything will be resolved soon. GH offers the Sanfords some expensive whiskey, but it doesn't improve Amanda's mood. She isn't even reassured by the news that the real owner of the house, Ruth's mother, will be returning from a business trip in the morning. Clay then asks GH for some identification, but the man realizes his pockets are empty. He admits that he has left his wallet in his coat. The discussion about identification is cut short when a news alert appears on the TV, declaring a state of emergency. Realizing that this changes everything, Clay allows the couple to stay until morning. Ruth isn't happy about sleeping in the basement, but it turns out to be quite cozy. Her father gives her the big bed. The Scotts turn on the TV again, and it becomes clear from their conversation that they know more than the Sanfords. Amanda continues to complain about the situation, but Clay convinces her to try to relax. Amanda wakes up to Rose's voice. Her daughter can't turn on her favorite TV show. Amanda checks her phone and sees several notifications about a hacking attack, but she can't show them to Clay before they disappear. Clay decides to go into town to get news and supplies. Before he leaves, the family gathers downstairs for coffee. Amanda warns her daughter about the strange guests, but Rose is more interested in the hundreds of deer surrounding the house. Ruth joins them for breakfast, and Amanda tells her about the notifications on her phone. Ruth admits that she is scared about what is happening, but tries to stay positive and make small talk. GH interrupts their conversation briefly to inform them that he is going to check on a neighboring villa, hoping to find out more information. The women tell him about the messages on Amanda's phone, which worries GH. Clay drives down the empty road, trying to find a radio station, but all the networks are still down. Once he is sure his father is gone, Ruth locks herself in his study. Meanwhile, he arrives at the neighboring house and notices signs of a struggle in the yard. He tries to call his wife, but his messages won't send. The teenagers back at the villa continue their vacation. Rose tells her brother about the deer and suggests they explore the woods. GH searches the house. finding evidence of a fight. He goes down to the garage and finds a satellite phone, but it doesn't have a signal either. At the same time, Clay notices a woman on the road, but he can't understand her words because she is speaking Spanish. The teenagers find an abandoned shed in the woods. They climb inside, leaving footprints in the dry leaves. As GH is about to leave, he notices strange movement on the beach. He walks over and finds a hand sticking out of the sand and other human remains. The woman starts crying, trying to explain herself to Clay, but he can't understand her. He drives away, ignoring her cries and tears. A few meters down the road, Clay realizes what had frightened the woman. A drone flies overhead, dropping red leaflets. Rose and Archie look out the window of the shed and see that it faces the windows of the mansion. The boy takes advantage of the eerie atmosphere to play a prank on his sister. Clay speeds up his car, watching the horrifying spectacle in his rearview mirror. GH notices a plane crashing and barely escapes the blast wave. Unaware of all this, Amanda and Ruth relax by the pool. Amanda is a bit worried about the kids, who are just then returning to the house, picking ticks off themselves. Finally, GH returns to the villa. He asks his daughter to get him a clean suit, and while she is gone, he confesses to Amanda that the situation is much worse than they thought. He tells her about the dead satellite phone and the plane crash. Amanda panics, wondering where her children are. At that moment, a deafening sound shatters the windows. Amanda runs towards the woods, holding her head, and finds Rose and Archie only after the noise has stopped. Amanda demands an explanation from GH. He suggests they wait for Clay to return so they can decide together what to do. Calming down a bit, Amanda remembers the man at the store who had bought a lot of water and canned goods, as if he knew something was going to happen. GH recognizes him as his contractor, Danny, who considers himself a survivalist. Clay comes back. He doesn't tell his friends about the woman, but he shows them the red leaflets that had been dropped from the sky. None of them can understand what is written, but Archie recognizes a phrase on the front that wishes destruction upon his country. Clay and Amanda decide to leave for a safer place, despite GH's pleas to stay. Ruth is relieved to see them go and takes the opportunity to talk to her father about her missing mother. A few kilometers down the road, the Sanfords come across a traffic jam. Upon closer inspection, Amanda discovers that the self-driving electric cars have frozen in place. Suddenly, she notices a speeding car heading straight for their SUV. She manages to warn her husband and start the car, but they can't escape. Several more driverless cars crash into each other, blocking their path. The family returns to the Scotts' house. Amanda tells GH what she has seen, and they try to figure out how to protect themselves. The teenagers go to their rooms, and Clay fills the bathtub with water. He is interrupted by Ruth, who starts flirting with him while his wife apologizes to GH for her rude behavior. Once the atmosphere becomes more friendly, Amanda asks GH to tell the truth about why he had returned to the villa. Amanda doesn't believe in coincidences, and she is right. GH admits that a friend in a secret organization had called him. The friend hadn't said anything specific, but had asked him to transfer his savings to a different account and had wished him luck. Clay, who has taken some illegal substances, tells Ruth about the Spanish-speaking woman and the oil tanker on the beach. Ruth is upset that they hadn't told her sooner, but her speech is interrupted by the sudden appearance of pink flamingos in the pool. To cheer Amanda up, GH shows her his vinyl collection, and they dance to an unusual modern tune. The wine and music have the intended effect, and the two embrace. However, GH soon remembers his wife, and wiping away tears, admits that he is afraid he will never see her again. Another deafening sound echoes through the area, bringing everyone back to reality. When it is over, the Sanfords go to their bedroom, and Rose shares her fears with her mother. The girl admits that she is tired of waiting for help. Ruth also confides in her father. More than the end of the world, she is afraid of the strange family. She thinks they shouldn't have let the Sanfords back in. Meanwhile, from the surface of the moon, something terrible is happening to Earth. Clay brings his wife a glass of water and goes to find Rose. Waking his son, Amanda asks him how he is feeling and notices something horrifying. His teeth are falling out without any effort. This time, the guests tell the truth right away, and everyone gathers in the living room. Archie remembers the tick, and the group realizes that he needs medical attention urgently. GH offers to take them to his contractor, but Clay informs him that Rose is missing. Upon hearing about the shed in the woods, Amanda heads there while the others load Archie into the car to take him to Danny. GH refuses to take his daughter with him, so she goes into the woods to help find Rose, and together they find the old shed, but the girl isn't there either. They argue again, but a frank conversation helps them find common ground. Suddenly, they notice movement around the shed and fall silent. H drives his friends to Danny's, but the contractor isn't happy to see them. He talks about his suspicions, recalling military experiments in Cuba, but he isn't willing to help his neighbor. The women leave their hiding place and notice a trail leading deeper into the woods. Amanda walks ahead a bit, and when she turns around, Ruth is surrounded by deer. Danny chases the guests away, refusing a large sum of money and advising them to occupy the basement of a nearby estate. Ruth watches the herd of deer approach her. Suddenly, the leader appears in front of her, and Amanda has to scream to scare the animals away and protect the girl. GH also shows courage and raises his gun, demanding medicine. In two different places, difficult negotiations take place, and both groups manage to prevail. The deer leave the women alone, and Danny sells the guests antibiotics. Clay decides to show the old man the leaflet, and Danny informs him that he has heard about them before, but they had been written in a different language. The old man suggests that several countries had united against them and launched a terrible attack. Ruth tells Amanda about the flamingos, but the woman is only concerned about her daughter. Spotting a house, Amanda heads there, hoping to find Rose. GH behaves strangely. He asks Clay to promise that he won't abandon him and Ruth. He also admits that he knew about the secret organization's plan to overthrow the government and that he had expected people to turn against each other. Confirming the man's words, Amanda and Ruth see the destruction of the city begin. Meanwhile, Rose is indeed in a nearby house, enjoying the food and soda supplies. She explores the house and finds a heavy door leading to a bunker. As soon as she starts the generator, a message appears on the computer stating that all cities are being destroyed by radiation. Instead of telling her family and friends about the shelter, Rose turns on her favorite TV show, and that's where the movie ends.